Hi, and welcome back, beautiful souls. I'm Jenna, and this space is all about reconnecting to the mind, body, and spirit so you can live your most authentic and aligned truth. Welcome to my channel, Soul Wise with Jenna. I am excited to bring this practice to you today because right now I feel like the world really needs it. So, we're going to explore coming back to self. That sense of self, that place when, life is overwhelming and full of distractions, or even if you've lost sight of who you really are because your emotions are being pulled in 1,000 directions right now. We are dealing with so much just ugliness in the world, really. I mean, aren't we? And the weight of that can really settle into your body, not just your mind, right? It's easy to recognize the places where it touches us in our minds, but it's when it really lands in our body. It's when we are taking it in ourselves that it begins to weigh us down, to become a burden, to make us feel heavy, and to make us kind of lose sight of, what we're really about. So today, these practices that I'm going to share with you are just 3 simple practices that can help you realign with your inner truth so that you can let go of anything that doesn't belong to you, anything that's not yours to be carrying. And it helps you to kind of center and anchor back into your body and into your mind and into your heart so you can align these 3 core places within yourself. Now, I know being scattered in 1,000 directions, it can be really hard to come back to self, to be anchored within yourself. I also know that being pulled in 1,000 different directions often means you're feeling a little stuck or trapped in that survival mode. You are constantly reacting to everything that life is throwing at you versus just being able to be present. And so why grounding practices are so important is because it helps to bring you back to the here and now, to ground you in the present moment. So wherever you are right now, just pause, take a moment, plant your feet on the ground, and feel your feet connected to the ground. Notice the weight of your body being held on the earth. Allow yourself to bring your awareness down into the soles of the feet and your connection to the planet. A lot of times when we think of grounding or trying to let go of everything that we're holding, we tend to disconnect from our connection to the planet, from our connection to the earth. And really, that's what we need the most, is our connection that we root into that helps us with the capacity to hold all that we're carrying, but also helps us to release what we can release and let go of the things that aren't ours and still feel connected and supported and come into that place of sweet surrender where you are finding that place where, oh yeah, okay, I see all this extra that I was holding on to that I don't need to. It allows you to kind of step into that place of the simplicity of being. So how you're bringing your awareness down into your feet, you're connecting to the earth beneath you. Take a breath in through your nose and sigh it out of your mouth. Let it go. Do that a couple of times. Allowing the breath to move through the fullness of the body. Breathe deep down into the bowl of the pelvis as you inhale. And as you exhale, allow it to move the spine. Let it go and let it out while allowing your feet to maintain that grounded connection to the earth. This is just such a simple breath practice and grounding practice you can do to help quiet the outside noise so that you can start listening to what's real within you, so that you can come back to that centered place of being. Oh, and it feels so good. It opens the throat. When you allow yourself to sigh the breath out, it opens the throat. It opens your expression. It's allowing you to be both grounded and expressive in all of this stuff that you are holding, to let it out instead of holding it in and repressing it. This is a really great practice to do when you're feeling a little stuck in the cycled thinking and the looped thoughts that are kind of running around, where you're feeling like just trapped by the weight of the world or the things that are going on or the arguments that are playing in your head. Like, let go of all of it. Let it move through the breath. Come back to the simplicity of just being, of grounding and centering in yourself. It allows you to come back to an aligned truth that is far more powerful than the stories that you're playing in your head. All right, the second practice is what I call heart-body listening. So often we try to figure things out with our minds. Well, let me tell you, if we could, we wouldn't be here right now, right? We wouldn't need these practices. We wouldn't need therapists. We'd be able to just figure it out with our minds. But our minds don't quite work that way. Our mind actually is not where our wisdom resides. So, how the stories of the mind and the way that the mind works, let's back up and talk about that for a moment. Our mind likes to be busy. If you're someone that has dealt with anxiety, you know this all too well, right? The mind likes to be busy. It likes to spin stories. It likes to just take you down every possible experience that could happen, even in the realm of irrational impossibility, right? That's your mind. That's the beauty of your mind. It has such a creative power to it. And, honestly, I love it. But there's times when I don't. And once again, if you've ever experienced anxiety, you understand exactly what I mean by that. Our mind will spin in circles, the same irrational, cycled thinking, and that creates a change in our physiology, in our body. Our body starts releasing these different chemicals and hormones within to support the anxiousness that's rising up in the system. Your body thinks that all the things that it's thinking is what's really happening. So while your mind is spinning out of control, trying to figure things out, going down all the possible rabbit holes, your body is trying to keep up with what it thinks is really happening in your world. So, of course, your body feels exhausted. Of course, you are feeling anxious. Of course, you are feeling overwhelmed. That's a lot for your body to keep up with. It doesn't have the speed that your mind sometimes has. And as an ADHDer myself, if you have that, your mind can go like a million miles an hour, right? You can't even keep up with your thoughts. If you've ever been writing something and you're thinking about what you're writing, and what you're thinking about writing is further ahead than what you're actually writing, that's a common all the time occurrence for me, which causes a lot of grammatical errors. I have to go back and constantly check because what I'm thinking goes so much faster than what my body can do to keep up. So take a moment to recognize that for yourself. Your mind can spin off all these stories. It can try to glean from some experiences. And here's the other thing to consider. Your mind isn't just pulling from your own personal life experiences. Your mind pulls from experiences that you might have seen on a TV show or a movie you've watched or a book you've read. It's not just pulling from your own lived experience. So whenever you're going through something and you're feeling a certain way or some emotions come on board, your mind is pulling from a plethora of different sources, trying to figure out how it wants to navigate the experience. And your mind is busy like that. So, huh, trying to figure it out with the mind, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So, this practice takes you back into the body because the wisdom isn't coming from your mind. The wisdom is coming from the body. And if you've wondered why I decided to go with Soul Wise as the name, it's because when we tap into the inner truth of self, when we are coming back into these somatic practices to bring us back into the body, we tap into the wisdom of the soul. It transcends the mind, it transcends the body, and it comes into the space of the heart where we are truly connected in to the most authentic part of who we are that is beyond our lived years here. So that's where the name Soul Wise came from. But on to the second practice, the heart body listening. This is a simple practice that you can do anywhere you need to just kind of bring you back into connecting with yourself, your space. So if you're someone that feels like you easily get wrapped up into what someone else is feeling or thinking and maybe into that label of empathy, this is going to be a really great practice to bring you back to yourself, to get familiar with your own energy, to help you create the boundaries that you need to be centered in your own energy. So place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. And you're going to want to close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. And as you take these deep breaths, I want you to focus on the hand that's on your belly, allowing yourself to feel the rise and fall of the belly. It's not that our hand on our chest doesn't move at all, but it's that we want to feel that expansion of the lower body as we breathe. And we don't want to just push the belly out in front. We want to breathe in all four corners of our torso. You want to feel the expansion across the lower belly and across the lower back. Can you breathe deep enough to feel that? And let yourself sink into your breath. Let yourself feel into the flow of the breath all the way down into that bowl of the pelvis. And when you get a little more comfortable with this deeper breath, begin to ask yourself, what do I need right now? We're not looking for what you think you need. We're not looking for any more stories of the mind, but asking your body and allowing your body to respond. It might show up as a color or a sensation, might show up as an image or a word, but trust that your body's wisdom is guiding you closer to your truth in this moment. And let yourself just sit with it, be present with it. Let yourself feel into what is rising to the surface within you at this time. And the third practice is a little movement to release and recenter. Because when you feel out of alignment, your body is usually holding tension that isn't even yours to carry. And it's so important to release that. We don't want to just keep piling that on. So gently roll your shoulders down and back. Your head sway side to side. Maybe shake it a little and shake your hands and shake your arms. And can you shake your whole body? Right? Just letting it all get loose, just shaking it all out. It really helps to dispel the energy in the system. It's a really great practice to do. You might need to stand up for this so you can totally just shake it out, right? Shake it like no one's watching. And then once you feel like you've gotten a lot of that out, right? All the arms, the hands, the legs, undulating the spine, right? All of that. Move all of the body, shaking the feet, right? Lifting one foot at a time, shaking the foot out, letting everything shake to release all of the excess junk, right? Let it go. to bring your palms together to your heart and let yourself center back into the pulse of your own being, to your own inner truth, letting yourself anchor into this feeling in the heart. So whether you've got your hands in prayer position at the heart with the thumbs touching the heart, or you've got your hands just holding your heart, let yourself come back to centering into your heart after that. Come back to breathing into the energy that is your heart, of getting to just simply be, being you, being your heart, being yourself. It can feel so freeing, so liberating, and yet still so centering. These 3 practices, they're really great practices that you can do that are just super easy to help you throughout the day return back to yourself. These somatic-based practices walk you through being grounded into your senses, coming into that heart-body connection, and releasing through shaking it out and letting it go. So easy. So easy. The hardest part is actually making yourself do the practices. These practices are just super easy. And a lot of times, because they're so easy, it can often feel like it's silly to do them. That's not going to change anything. Just shaking my body out isn't going to do anything, right? But here's the thing. The science behind the shaking, too, also shows that when we shake, when we're shaking out our limbs and our body, any tendon that crosses over a joint is having to release. You're releasing held tension patterns in the muscle tissue. It will help you to relax the muscles. So if you're one of those people that, as you're living life and taking life in, and it just gets heavy, and you feel the tightening in your shoulders, you feel the stress and tension in your body, shaking can be the greatest movement practice you could do for yourself. Because in that shaking out, you are forcing those muscles to release the hold that they have. And so there is actually things behind these practices as to what makes them so effective. And that's why I love the world of somatics, because it has taught me so much around the hows and whys of these holistic practices working so well. So just remember, when life is lifing, when it's hitting you, when the world is feeling heavy, when you're feeling heavy, when you just want things to be simple, do these practices. Allow the simplicity of these practices to give you that little whisper of, it's easy, so why not? Why not just do it? If it doesn't work, so what? It's an easy practice, right? I'm not asking for an hour of your time in class. I'm not asking you to schedule a whole hour for yourself to shake it out. I'm saying take a few minutes. Literally, take 2 minutes. Put a timer on your phone. Everyone can spare 2 minutes. I don't care how busy you are. You have 2 minutes to spare. Take 2 minutes. Pick one of these practices and do it. And let it begin to shift how you're feeling. The truth is already inside you. Your ability to realign and recenter yourself in your own truth is really that simple. If you found these practices supportive, I'd love for you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and maybe share it with someone that you think could use a reminder of some practices they can do to help them ground and center back into themselves. Because look, life is hard for a lot of people right now. And why not share the simplicity of these practices with those that can use it most? And if you want to go deeper with me, I invite you to join my free community space. It's a Facebook community group called Soul Wise with Jena. You can look it up and find me that way. We explore somatic practices and soulful coaching to help you navigate this thing called life, but from a place where we get to explore some inner reflections and sit with our inner truths instead of trying to cover it up. That's the hardest part, sitting with our own inner truths. But I promise you, it's not nearly as scary as the trauma you've been through. So thank you for sharing this practice, for letting me guide you a little bit today. I hope you found some relief. I hope that you feel a little more centered in yourself and a little bit more peaceful. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.